Hello, I'm Russ Garcia. This is for assignment 3.1, Danger of a Single Story for EDUL 724 at Brandman University. My story is the experiences and perceptions that I have felt and learned about the people in Western Europe, particularly in Netherlands and Belgium. And it really comes from what I learned about these people in this part of the world growing up, and what I learned in history and in textbooks, from movies. The people in this part of the world had suffered a great deal from World War II and the Holocaust. So the danger of this single story is I really thought of these people as victims, poverty-stricken, persecuted, and not content. The movies that I watched growing up, like Schindler's List, Enemy at the Gates, really put in my mind that there was so much destruction that came through this part of the world, and these people had suffered so much that they must have so many biases against world power, like what Germany was demonstrating, and that they must be blaming continually throughout their life of all the problems that they have. And all the destruction on these cities really were left a place undesirable to visit. The things that I read about what happened to the Jews, the Holocaust, that there was so much destruction and tragedy, death because of the war, that the place really wasn't going to ever recover, is what I thought. And so I never really thought that I'd want to visit there. And what I found was when I was 18, I went overseas to play basketball for the U.S. in Antwerp, Belgium. And I had the privilege of visiting with a lot of different countries and cities. I was over there for a couple of weeks at this time. I visited Brussels, Bruges, of course Antwerp, on up into Paris. We visited the cities, the countryside, the dairies, the wind farms, the cheese makers. We visited places like the concentration camps. And I learned a lot. I learned that, these people suffered a great deal. But when I visited the cities, it was very beautiful. The architecture was fantastic. The people were welcoming. They were hospitable. They wanted to stay outdoors and visit. And I'm left to believe that because of all the suffering that took place and the persecution in that part of the world, left people with a lot of content with how to treat each other. There was a lot of peace that I felt when I visited those countries. The buildings and the stores were very modern. I was able to see that they had all the privileges of the world had, but there was a lot of sense of community. I did not sense that these people felt that they were victims. I felt that they wanted to live life to the fullest and not take life too seriously. Perhaps that's why some of them start their day around 9 or 10, take naps in the middle of the day, and end early, because they realize there's much more to life, and it's more about connecting with people, not blaming, moving forward. And so my perceptions have changed about who I think the people are in Western Europe, whether the Jews, the French, and that this is a great place to visit. It's modern, the people are welcoming and kind, and they're not looking to blame people for what had happened to them or where they're at in their lives. And this is a welcoming, progressive place that now I want to go back and visit many, many times. So I'm glad I was able to learn that it's not just because what you read in textbooks and watch movies of what happened during that time period in that part of the world. It's really going out there and seeing it for yourself and learning that this is a place that brings a lot of people together. And that's the end of my assignment. Thank you for watching.